plant just can't say, no, I'm just going to stop growing today. Unless you have experience owning a houseplant, which most of the time dies almost immediately, especially if you have cats. I have 2 of them. But let's just pretend that this plant that we're talking about is some sort of tree or something. Um, Maybe it's a apple tree or a pear tree, whatever you like the most. But let's just say that this plant is planted in fertile soil and it has enough sunshine and water and it has the ability to strive because of where it is placed. But one day it just woke up and decided, I'm not going to grow anymore. I like where I'm at. And I think a lot of us face this idea that there's something in the way of doing God's work, but the fact of the matter is that God has proven himself many times over that he can provide and that there is nothing bigger than him. A tree can't just decide to stop growing because then it won't produce fruit. And producing fruit is what it was designed to do. You can't just go up to an apple tree and say, hey, you gotta start making raspberries. And I think that a lot of people would like to be a pizza tree. It's hard when you want to be a pizza tree and you end up turning into a tree that produces figs or papayas or jackfruit. Does jackfruit grow on trees? Yeah, sure, maybe. Personally, I've never tried any of these fruits, but I know that they're not as popular as apples and oranges and, strawberries and pizzas, but they still have potential. Just because you are a pizza tree doesn't mean you're more important than a cashew tree, because each tree has a different job and a different purpose. I think we downsize different types of trees or different types of skill levels of people, because it doesn't look like they're doing anything. But we don't look at the little things that they do. They might not have the gift to be someone up there on stage or maybe some extreme people optimist, or they don't. Maybe they don't do like the huge things, but the little things are super important too. Maybe they're in the background. Maybe they make cookies for their neighbors. Maybe they have a gift for making fun little crafts, or they have a gift, or maybe they did a 5K run to support a cause of some sort. God created you, and He didn't just make you because He felt like it. He made you with a purpose, and He made your gifts in according to His plans for you. Big and glorious, fresh from the factory, spit-shine plants. And you might not believe this now, but there's a big journey ahead of you. It's waiting for you. And I can guarantee that you will not regret it. But here's the deal. No matter what type of fruit you produce, you are producing something. You might be a pizza tree or fig tree or any other type of tree. Whatever tree you like. Or whatever tree you are. But here's the deal. Your fruit was designed by God, and God thinks that you are marvelous. You have a long journey ahead, and don't pack any bags, because whatever's in that bag will force you to slow down and look back, and looking back does not help us look into the future. You might be in a position where you don't know what type of fruit tree you are, or maybe you don't know how to produce fruit, or maybe you just don't necessarily know where to go from here. I'm just here to tell you that's okay. Because God has put something on your heart. Then take a big bite of that juicy fruit that is falling from the sky for you to dig into with all of your soul. And for those of you who haven't gotten a message or a sign from God, then just keep waiting. I know it sounds tough. Trust me, it is, but I've been there. And I promise you that you will not be put on this planet to do nothing. You are the salt of the earth, and if you lose your flavor, then you will be trampled underfoot. Which I think means that you gotta have faith. You gotta keep believing. I promise you that you will one day have a purpose. You will have a calling of some sort. You will put on God's schedule, and it's His timing, not yours. And sure, you might not be the tallest tree or the biggest tree or the pizza tree in the group, but God prizes all trees in the garden, including you. If you are not on fertile soil, God will pick you up and put you into fertile soil, and He will water you and make sure that you get enough sunlight in order to make you strong. It's going to be a long road ahead, and there will be wind that tries to put you down, or fire that try to burn you, or people with axes and chainsaws that are ready to cut you down. But as long as you have faith, God will protect you. You are a tree, but you're not just any tree. You're God's tree, and God will not fail you. You are a person. You're not just any person. You're God's person. You're God's child, and God will not fail you.